Hi there, myself Madhav Jha. I welcome you to CodeChef and let's have a look at this question.
The problem is MEX Spectrum. The problem difficulty is easy and there are prerequisites. Let's have a read at the problem. You are given an array A of length n consisting of non-negative integers that goes from 0 to n. Then in one operation what we can do is we can choose a subarray of a segment and then compute the value of MEX and then replace any of the element that we have here with the MEX value. Then what we have to do is for each integer that is k that is going from 0 to n, we have to determine what is the minimum number of operations required to make MEX of the entire array equal to k. So to give you an example, let's first understand what is MEX. So in this array of 0, 1 and 3, if you see the size of the array is n is equal to 3 and the characters that we have here are also ranging from 0 to 3. Now in this what is MEX? MEX refers to the smallest non-negative integer here. So in this case we have 0, we have 1 but we do not have 2 and that is missing here. Therefore MEX of this array is 2. Now what our task given is from the values of k going from 0 to n, right? For each value we have to tell if what we can do is we can select a subarray of this and replace one of the elements with MEX, that is the operation, how many operations it will take for us to make the MEX of the original array to be equal to k. That is our problem statement. For the input format we have t test cases and for each test case we have two lines. The first line contains the integer n and the second line contains n spaced integers, that is our array A. For the output format, we will have to output n plus 1 spaced integers, that is going from 0 to n, and for each value of this we have to tell how many operations it will take to make the MEX of the original string to be equal to this index. So for the constraints, the test cases, the t goes from 1 to 10 raised to 5, value of n, the length of the array will go from 1 to 2 into 10 raised to 5, and the elements in our array will go from 0 to n. Let's see some sample inputs. So for the very first sample input, the original array that we have with us is 0, 1 and 2. Now if you see, the original MEX of this string is actually 3, right? So now we will start and see how much it will cost us to make the MEX equal to this value. So very first we are clear that since the original MEX is 0, this value is going to be 0. We do not need to perform any such operations. Next up what we can do is we want to make the MEX to be equal to 0, but there is an issue here. We already have a 0. So what can we do? If you refer to the operation that we can perform, what we can do is we can choose any subarray, right? We choose a subarray and its length can be the complete array as well. That's the key. Then we will compute the MEX of this subarray and then we can choose any index within this subarray and replace it with the MEX. So now in this case the MEX is 3. Which value can I replace? We already have a 0. We do not want to have 0 here. So we will replace 0. What do we have here? Now the MEX becomes 0. It only took us one operation. Let's move on. Again, we have a 1. We do not want a 1 here. What will we do? We'll replace 1 with the MEX, that is 3. Look at it now. We do not have 1 here. So now the MEX become 1. It took us again just a single operation. I think you get the point. Now again, we'll replace 2 with this and the MEX becomes 2. It again just took us one operation. So in total, the answer is 1, 1, 0. Let's see how we can approach the solution. So in this array, at any point of time, if we want to make the MEX to be equal to 0, there are only two concerns. First concern is that, what if we already have k in our array? If we have k in our array, we need to eliminate all k. And since they are going to replace the value with MEX, once all the k are replaced, we know that the MEX of the array will now obviously become k. For that we can see another example. Let's see the third example where the complete array is actually 1, right? And now we want to make the MEX as 1. What can we do? We need to replace each of these ones, right? So first, the MEX is 0. We replace one of the ones with 0. We have 0, 1, 1. Still the MEX is not 1. It is 2. We again replace one of the values. But guess what? We still have a 1 here. How do we replace this? Now the MEX is 3. So now we replace it and now we replace this and the MEX becomes 1. So at the point that we removed all the duplicate copies of our target, the MEX will become the target. This is the one concern. What is the other concern? The other concern is that you don't have enough values in your previous elements. What do I mean by that? For k to be the MEX, you need to have all the elements between 0 to k minus 1. If you do not have that, then you need to add all those elements back, right? Or you need to find a way to add them back, and it is easy. If any of the elements are missing, again, you just choose the complete array, right? The MEX will become the missing element, and you can replace any of the other elements that are greater than k in our array with that element, and we will have that value. Now, the next value become the MEX. You keep on doing this until you have all the values of k minus 1, and the MEX will become k. So, what does this tell us? At any point of time, to make k as the MEX, we just need to check what are the elements that we do not have. So let's say that is empty, right? The positions that are empty from 0 to k minus 1 that we need to fill. Otherwise, what is the frequency of our current element k in the array? This maximum value will give us how many operations we need to make the MEX as k. This can be seen in the examples that we have already observed. Now to calculate frequency, it is pretty easy. We just go through the elements once and we'll know what are the frequency of each element. Now to find what are the numbers that are missing, again, when we are traversing from 0 to n, we can keep on checking what is the number that is missing. So let's say if our 1 is missing in the original array and our k is 2, we want to make MEX is 2, we know that 1 is something that we are missing. So this is something that has to be counted. So we'll do this max of empty comma frequency of k for all the values going from 0 to n and print the value as we do so. And at the end, for each of these, we'll know what is the number of steps that we need to take, the minimum number of steps to make the MEX of the original array to be equal to that value. And in that manner, we'll get our solution. Let's see how we can implement this solution in C++. So for each test case, we call the function solve. In solve, we take input of n and then our array. Once we have the array inputs, we'll form a frequency array. Then we'll initialize our empty as 0. And as we go over all the indices from 0 to n, if that index frequency is 0, we add it up to our empty. Then for each of the I value, we need to check, right, what is the minimum number of operations required to make the MEX of the complete original array to be equal to that value. So for that, as we have seen an approach, the answer is simply maximum of empty comma frequency of that element. We do this for all the values of I, and at the end, we have AC in our C++ implementation. Let's see how we can do this in Python. Similarly, for each test case, we call the function solve, take input of n and array, form our frequency array, and for each value of I going from 0 to n, we print the answer, that is maximum of empty comma frequency of that element. We do this for all the values, and at the end, we have AC in our C++ implementation. So I hope you understood the problem, the approach, and how we can implement this in both C++ and Python. Have a very good day, and I'll see you in the next video.